Hey, it's Dave again with Dave and the guys, and it is January 17th. We're in the middle of winter. We're starting into winter here in Northeast Arkansas. This is about the time we actually do start into winter, and from here through February, it gets we can have some pretty significant weather. Uh, we don't get a lot of snow. We do get some snows. Occasionally, we'll get a heavy snow, 8 inches, 10 inches, something like that. We do get that occasionally. Usually we have ice, but it does get cold. We have, ice storms here. We have freezing rain that builds up ice everywhere because our temperature doesn't get really cold, but that 29 to 32 degrees and rainy tends to build up in the form of ice on everything, breaking down tree limbs, power lines, causing driving problems. It gets pretty nasty. It can break down sheds. It can break down a lot of things. But our winters are usually not just real drastic, but we don't really start into it usually until middle of January through February. And as I said in an earlier video, I got to ride on Christmas Day and New Year's Day this year, which is rare. But it does happen, but it's rare. And so I'm thinking, I didn't get a video out last week. It's been kind of hectic around after the holidays and everybody getting back to work and all that. And trying to think about what to talk about today. And I remembered a situation that I got into several years ago. I had a bike store, in for the winter, and the weather got a little warmer. And I asked the guy that had a independent motorcycle shop. I was riding a 900 Kawasaki at the time, 900 Kawasaki Vulcan Classic. Excellent bike if you're not 300 pounds and carry a lot of luggage and your spouse. So other than that, it was an excellent bike, fun to ride, very peppy, just didn't really have enough torque for the Ozarks. I think if it had been the 1500 Vulcan, would have been great. But it was a great bike, and I got to where I would take it in the wintertime, have it serviced, take the wheels off, check the brakes, the wheel bearings, make sure you got tires, what your tires look like, get the oil changed, get everything serviced, brake fluid changed, everything done in the winter when wasn't riding anyway, and I could take it in and drop it off and not have to worry about it. But and he would always thank me for that because, and it's something I had already noticed, typically people wait. They've got their bike stored for the winter, and they wait until that first beautiful weekend in March. And everybody tries to get out and ride. Well, they've had, the fuel sat in it, gummed up, the stable they put in it, or fuel stabilizer. I'm not going to pick on any name brand. Fuel stabilizer would accumulate all the moisture and gunk in the fuel tank, put it right down over the fuel spout at the bottom. It would get into the carburetor or the injectors, and it would need to all be cleaned out, or they would need new tires, or they'd need a service, or all these things that they tended to need that they neglected all through the winter months. And all of a sudden, the weather's great, I need to get my bike in. And it seemed like everybody would show up in that first week, or that week after the first weekend, pretty weekend in March. Everybody thinks, I got to get my bike ready. And 20 bikes show up on trailers and want to hurry up and get them in before next weekend because it's supposed to be really pretty. And of course, it can't be done. We all know that. It can't be done when you do it that way. So that's why I have always been a big fan of having your maintenance work done in the winter. It's, of course, now it's a little tough doing oil change this time of year. You got to run your bike enough to get the oil warm, and you need to run, highway speed 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a little tough to do. You may have to just bear with it and ride in the cold for just a little bit. And I know a lot of places in the country, you're not going to be riding this year. There's snow on the ground. There's actually feet of snow on the ground, not inches. And there's just no way to do that. But things that you can do, can you jack it up on a jack and pull the wheels off? If you do your own maintenance, can you pull the wheels off, check the wheel bearings or replace the wheel bearings, check your brake pads? It's all of that. Or can you get it on a trailer and take it to a shop where maybe they can take care of that for you? But I do know from observation, a lot of personal observation, people who will wait till that first pretty weekend in March and then try to get all this done, and you will be waiting, like taking an outboard motor in to get it serviced just at the beginning of summer. You're going to wait. If you don't get it done before you need it, you're going to wait. So that's kind of my recommendation, my observations on the subject of motorcycle maintenance. Do you need, how often do you need it? When's the last time you had a 3-hole service on a Harley Davidson? When's the last time you changed your oil on whichever motorcycle you have? When's the last time the wheel has come off? Actually taken the bolt out, the axle bolt, check the wheel bearings, check the brakes. What are your tires looking like? Are you fixing to get busy? Like ourselves, me and several of the guys are planning a just over 3,400 mile trip this summer, and it's going to be about 12 to 14 days, so we're going to be gone a lot. Yes, I want to know that my brakes are good, my wheel bearings are good. I've got to eventually get a new back tire on the Road King. I need to have all that ready. As far as oil change, I can do that myself, but putting on a new tire, I'd rather take that to the service center. And so, yeah. Is it where you can get your bike in to have any services, any repairs, any just routine maintenance checked and done before we get into the springtime? Then when you do have that beautiful day in the first weekend of March or wherever it is in the area that you're in, that you can just get on and go. I think that's a very important thing to do. Be ready. Always be ready. And and a lot of guys are self-maintenance. If you can do your own self-maintenance, you're way ahead of the curve. It's harder to do on newer bikes. I understand that. Some of the technology on them have left me way behind. All the injection, the electronics on it, and the more electronics and tech they put on it, the harder it is to figure out. But as far as checking, changing the oils, I have to do 3 oils on mine, which they don't all have to be done at one time. I need an engine oil change on the Road King, and I'm eventually going to need a new tire. And when I get ready for that new tire, I'm going to have, take it in, have both wheels pulled off, check the brakes, check the wheel bearings and everything. So, yeah, what's it like in your area? Give me a comment, give me a holler. We can discuss it. What's your situation of getting your bike maintained in the winter, serviced, maintained before riding season, so you'll be ready and won't be one of those people 20 deep in line when it comes to riding season, if you have riding season in your area. We typically ride year round if we have good weather, but it's like I said, last couple of weeks has not been really well for it. So give it a like, give it a comment. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. And for Dave and the guys, I'm Dave, and you have a good week.